Hello everyone, welcome to the spoken tutorial on installation of Hadoop software. In this tutorial, we are going to do the installation and configuration of Apache Hadoop 3.2.1. We will run a couple of programs on a single node Hadoop cluster. The requirements of installations are Ubuntu 18.04 or later, then a system with minimum 4 GB RAM, then Apache Hadoop 3.2.1 tar file. Then you can either use Oracle JDK 8 or OpenJDK 8. In our demonstration, we are going to use Oracle JDK 8. In order to compile a program using Hadoop, it's mandatory to create a separate user. In our demonstration, we will create a separate user called as HD user. You can create a user of any name. To create this user from terminal, type this first command. And when prompted, you can enter a password of your own choice. In this way, a user called as HD user will be created. The second command is used to provide some certain permissions to this newly created HD user. Now, assuming that you already downloaded the Hadoop 3.2.1 in a download folder, use the following command in order to copy this tar file of Hadoop into the home folder of HD user. Then you need to extract this tar file of Hadoop using this command. Once this command is executed, then a folder called as Hadoop 3.2.1 will be created. Now we need to log into the user HD user using this command and then open a bash rc file using a nano editor. This bash rc file is nothing but a profile associated with this HD user. Let us begin our practicals. Open this bash rc file and go to the end of the file. Now you need to copy these many lines into the bash rc file. These lines are nothing but the parts of various libraries of Hadoop software. So you can see I have already added these files. Now, in order to take this addition into effect, you need to run this command called as source.bashrc. If you don't run these commands, then this addition will not take into effect. Now, after that, simply type Hadoop, that should display the help of Hadoop. If it is displayed properly, that means Hadoop is installed properly. Now we need to modify various files which are related to Hadoop environment. Those files are Hadoop env.sh, then coresite.xml, then hdfs-site.xml, then map-read-site.xml, and so on. So let us begin to modify one by one. So let us modify a Hadoop env.sh. We are already logged into the HD user. Now we use a nano editor to open this file called as Hadoop env.sh. You open the file and you can see you need to add these two lines over there. The first line contains the path of your Java installation and the second file contains the path of native libraries of Hadoop. Save this file. Next file that we are going to modify is nothing but coresite.xml. use the same nano editor and open this core site.xml. Go to the end of the file and you can see you need to add some certain code over there. This is the code that you have to add. Now this code contains information about the directories, what we are going to use it. So while compiling any program in Hadoop, a directory called as a temp data will be created automatically. So you can give the directory name of your own choice. So I will save this file now. See here, I have already added these lines over there. So in this way, a folder called as a temp data will be created. The next file what we are going to modify is HDFS site.xml. Now you can see in the HDFS site.xml, you can see the parts of folders called as DFS, data node and name node. This HDFS site.xml contains configuration settings for HDFS demos, the name node, the secondary name node and data node. Here we can configure HDFS site.xml to specify the default block replication and permission of checking on HDFS. This data node is used to store the data which is being analyzed, and this name node is used to store the metadata of the data being analyzed. Now the next file we are going to modify is nothing but map-read site.xml. This map-read site.xml contains the configuration settings for map-reduce demos, the job tracker and the task tracker. So you need to open this file and simply copy this code in that file. So you can see how I have already copied this particular code over here. So just exit this file and you need to modify a yarn site.xml file. And then you need to go to the end of the file and copy this entire code over there. So that completes the modifications to the various configuration files of the Hadoop. So I'll exit this file. Now you need to format name node by using this command first. Let us begin our first program now. Let us format name node first. It will take some time, and by the end it will show you something like that, shutting down name node at the name of your system. Okay, And that means my name node is formatted. This is mandatory in order to compile any program in Hadoop. Now you need to start some certain services. That is, we will start a DFS service and a YARN service. So let us begin to start these services one by one. So it will start various services for name nodes, then data nodes, and secondary name nodes. The secondary name node is used in a distributed environment. Then we will start YARN services. Then now simply run JPS command. So you can see all these services like secondary name node, data node, node manager, resource manager and name node. All these services are must in order to compile any Hadoop program. If any one of the process is not running, that means something is wrong and you have to redo the process again. So now since all processes are working, we will now move further in order to compile our first ever code. Now let us run some program which calculates the value of pi by using Monte Carlo method. So let us compile the program and see the output. Here 16 stands for number of maps and 1000 stands for number of blocks. So you can see number of maps are 16 and block size is 1000, and program is compiling it on Hadoop, and at the end you can see the output. So this particular program calculates the value of pi by using Monte Carlo method and by using MapReduce technique in Hadoop. You can vary this parameter in order to get more and more accurate results. It is still compiling it. And you can see finally the value of pi is displayed here. So that completes our first program. Now let us do a word count program. So in a Hadoop's HDFS environment, first of all we'll create a directory called as Gutenberg. Then in that Gutenberg directory we'll create one more directory called as Gutenberg. And then what we are going to do is we have to download these 3 books, okay, and then we'll find out how many number of times a particular word has occurred, okay, by using MapReduce. So let us do it step by step. So let us first of all we'll create a HDFS file system using this command. If no error has come, that means the directory is created. Then we will create one more directory inside this Gutenberg directory. it's done. Now you need to copy all the files from this Gutenberg directory into this newly created directory. Now what I have done here is I have downloaded 3 files from these 3 different resources and stored these files into my home folder's Gutenberg directory. Okay, then by using Hadoop's Hadoop fs put command, you need to copy the file from Gutenberg directory into the Hadoop's HDFS directory. So let us run this command. I hope it's clear. What I am trying to tell you is, what I wanted to tell you, I have already downloaded these files and these files are kept in a directory called as Gutenberg, okay, in my home folder. So from that Gutenberg directory I need to copy all these files and put into the Hadoop's HDFS environment directory what we have created just now. So let us copy down this and copy the contents of all these 3 books into the HDFS home directory. Now let us check whether this HDFS directory contains the files to be analyzed or not. So let us copy down and let us check using this command whether all these files exist there or not. LS stands for list. So you can see in HDFS directory, which contains 3 files, that is 20417.txt, 4300.0txt and 5000-8.txt. Okay, so now these 3 files are there. So these files are nothing but the text version of all these 3 ebooks. Now we'll run a program to find out how many number of times a particular word has occurred in all these 3 files by making use of MapReduce environment. So now let us run this program. Now you can see I am running a jar file here, and then I am giving this input as files from my directory called as Gutenberg, and my output directory is nothing but there is a one directory called as output will be created automatically. So let us run this file. So it has started. MapReduce Java has started. So once compilation is done, you can see this particular screen, and now we need to find out our output as such. Okay, so what we'll do is, first of all, let us find out a file which contains the output. So we'll run a command on the Hadoop's HDFS. So first of all, we'll list the name of the output file. So for list, I will use -ls Gutenberg output, right? Because output is the name of my folder which contains the output of the program. So you can see here in the output folder we have two files, which is something like _s_success, and second file is nothing but part-r-000. So this is nothing but a file which contains the output of our program. So now we need to display the contents of this particular file. So -cat Gutenberg output /part-r-0000. How many times 0? 5 times 0. Okay. So enter. So you can see this is the output which is copied into this particular output folders file. So you can see a word called as TWAS occurred 6 times. You can see a word TWAS occurred 1 time. So this completes the second program of MapReduce of word count. So you can actually access the UI from this URL directly once you configure your Hadoop properly. So now let us see those links. Okay, so you can open these links in Firefox browser and then see the contents graphically. So these are the resources for the downloading of Ubuntu as well as Apache Hadoop 3.2.1, as well as for the Oracle 8 JDK. For Oracle 8 you need to open an account with Oracle and then download the JDK 1.8. If you want to use OpenJDK 1.8, simply run this command from your Ubuntu terminal. So some of the troubleshooting tips. Suppose while running JPS command, data node can't be seen, then delete the DFS data and temp data directories and reformat the name node and redo the process again. That's what one of the tweak which I found while solving the errors when compiling the code on Hadoop. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.